recently postpartum, maybe experiencing neck and back pain, and you've been noticing a separation of your core muscles, maybe some coning. Dr. Madeline here at Forward Spine Center, and today I'm going to talk to you about something called diastasis recti. Diastasis recti is the separation of our core muscles. You have your linea alba, and that's a piece of fascia. It runs from our sternum to our pubic bone, and that piece of fascia is elastic and it stretches during pregnancy. That's healthy. We want that tissue to stretch, and that creates a good environment for that growing baby. It's postpartum that we watch that piece of fascia, and we want that piece of fascia, your linea alba, to begin to fuse back together. However, in 1/3 of women that postpartum, 1 year postpartum, that tissue is not completely fused, and we have this little separation, and that's called diastasis recti. Risk factors for DR, number 1, include pregnancy. You do not need to be pregnant in order to develop diastasis recti, but it is common in 100% of pregnant women, and 1/3 of those pregnant women will still experience signs of DR 1 year postpartum, and that's really important that intervention occurs at that 1 year phase. Number 2 is increased baby weight. If you had a larger baby, increased weight if you gained more weight during pregnancy. Also multiple pregnancies. These are all risk factors for developing DR. Number 3 is C-section. C-section, you develop scars or adhesions, and that's going to further pull onto your stomach muscles, which can further advance the DR. Also, just the recovery phase with a C-section, you're not using your core muscles, you're rolling over. It's that recovery phase that can cause more weakness of the core muscles that can further advance DR. Number 4 is traumas during pregnancy. Did you have any falls? Did you have hip pain or back pain? Those are all signs of adhesions or scar tissue that can pull on your tissue, further separating the DR. Next, we're going to go over signs of diastasis recti. Number 1 is neck and back pain. Your core is your foundation, your building block. If you do not have proper activation of your core muscles, it's going to pull onto your neck and your low back, and that can lead to low back pain, neck pain, hip pain. So that's our number 1 sign. Number 2 is umbilical hernia. An umbilical hernia is the protrusion of your inner organs through really that separation. If you show signs of an umbilical hernia, you might be referred to an orthopedic. However, I really recommend addressing your diastasis recti first, addressing your breathing, addressing those core muscles. If you're still experiencing pain or the cosmetic deformity of the umbilical hernia, you may want to consult with a surgeon, but really address those core weakness. The recovery after the umbilical hernia surgery, you put a mesh in, and it just really leads to a lot of pain, a lot of weakness, and that's going to be even harder to address that dysfunction of the core muscles after surgery. So really addressing the weakness before you go into surgery. Number 3 is pelvic floor dysfunction. If you're showing signs of weakness or leakage, if you have pain during intercourse, these can all be signs of a weakness of the core muscles, some diastasis recti. So really addressing that along with the pelvic floor strengthening. And number 4 is the coning, the separation of the core muscles. You may notice that when you sit up from laying to sitting, you notice a little protrusion of your tissue. That's a sign of coning. Or you may notice some more separation of the tissue. That's a sign of diastasis recti. When you come in, we will evaluate you for that diastasis recti. So tune in. The next video I'm going to show you is how to self-evaluate yourself for diastasis recti, and some stretches and some exercises so you can address this at home. Dr. Madeline, thank you for allowing me to be part of your health journey.